What's much clearer is the authenticity of the voices here, all speaking the same Appalachian dialect, and yet identifiably distinct from each other. A true feat of ventriloquism for first-time novelists, and the profound love of the land that pervades the narrative. This is romanticism with a capital R, its belief in the wisdom of children, its celebration of the natural world, and its shroud of mist and mystery.
The magical or sort of mystical things in the book based on experiences or sort of stories that you grew up with?
Yes, yes. Now the chicken heart, I knew that that was something that people do, but I never had, like, I never did that. I never ate a chicken heart, never knew anybody who did. But it's just kind of, I'm very, and always have been inspired by the folklore of Appalachia. And a lot of people ask me, you know, do you have the touch, or does anybody in your family have the touch? And I don't have it, but I do have family members who are said to have it. And my mom always tells me this story of her great aunt who took her warts off by, you know, rubbing stones in a circle around each wart and then throwing the stones away, and the warts went away. And then one of my favorite scenes in Bloodroot to write, and one of the most fun to write, was where Clifford blows down Birdie's throat to heal her thrush. And that's actually based on a story that my dad told me about. His mom took his baby sister to the man in the neighborhood who had never laid eyes on his father, and he blew down her throat and healed her thrush. So for whatever reason, these folk remedies have, you know, have real power.
No matter how hard I tried, there was always some reminder of childhood. Today, it was seeing my mama's blue eyes on a baby I was holding for the first time. Over the years, there have been other things that took me back. The smells of loam and moss and ferny ground, the taste of ice-cold water. It's been a while, though, since I saw the mountain outside of memory.
And the title?
Bloodroot. Well, bloodroot is a flower that grows in the shade, like in the mountains of Appalachia. And it's this beautiful white flower, but when you pull it up, the root is fleshy and it almost looks like a human finger. And if you cut it or break it, it bleeds red sap. And the sap has healing properties, but if you take it in too large of a dose, it can poison you. So, you know, that was kind of the symbology that I built the book around once I discovered this bloodroot flower. And I'd known of its existence, but it was really interesting the way that, you know, it became kind of the center of the book. I was thinking, I knew about the characters, and I knew that I wanted them to live on a mountain. And I was thinking, what would you name the mountain? And I thought, you know, of indigenous flowers and what grows. And the instant that I thought of bloodroot and it came into my head, then the story started to kind of grow around the center of that theme.
Okay, next. And we very much appreciate you coming here. Our book's in our 5th printing. First sold out of first editions before publication. And shortlisted on the New York Times. What is it? 30?
It's 32.
32.
Oh, wow.
She was excited about that.
Yeah, I was really excited. I make sure to tell them that immediately when I walk through the door. 32, I'm very proud of myself.
She's been here a couple of hours, and we've enjoyed getting to know her and making her a friend of Lemuria. So, welcome to the store, and enjoy the reading. You want to do questions? You want to read? What are you going to do? Read a little bit?
I'll read a little bit, and then I'll take some questions.
Cool.
So, well, thank you guys for coming. I'm really thrilled to be here. I'm going to be reading from Bloodroot, which is about a young woman named Myra Lamb who is raised by her grandmother on Bloodroot Mountain. And she's born with this gift that her grandmother calls the touch, that's been passed down through generations of their family. And it's a special way that she has of communing with animals and with nature. And when Myra is 17, she gets into a violent relationship with this man named John Odom that ends up affecting not only the rest of her life, but the lives of her grandmother and her twins, Johnny and Laura. So I'm going to read from part 2 of Bloodroot, which is told in the voices of Johnny and Laura. I'm a grown woman with a child of my own, but I still get lonesome in the dark. I try to remember good things, like how Mama was before she changed. Think about that time she was scaling fish. She dropped a bluegill back in the bucket and held my face in her slimy hands. I walked around the rest of the day wearing that slime on my cheeks. I felt touched by some magic creature, like a mermaid out of one of Johnny's storybooks.
Have a favorite character?
I did, and you know, it may be a surprise to people that Johnny is my favorite character. Because, you know, he's kind of a dark character and a tortured soul, but he's actually the character that I identified with the most. I mean, he's the character that I put some of myself into in making him a writer. And I don't know why I felt that connection with him. You know, the scene that I just read, the first scene with Johnny where he's standing in front of the house, that's actually, you know, from a moment in my own life where there's an abandoned house on the way to my sister's that I used to see all the time. And one day I even got out of the car and stood at the side of the road and took pictures of this house. And that house to me later, there was sometime later, I think I was folding clothes, but that house, I realized, well, that's the house where my characters live. Oh. And so once I had that setting in place, then the book really came to life for me. And so
she taught us other things too, like how to dig up the ginseng we sold to a fat man down the mountain, and how to can what we growed. There was hot days in the kitchen washing jars and standing over pots. I liked canning, but Johnny didn't. He wanted to be outside hunting. Mama showed us how to kill rabbits and squirrels and possums with her granddaddy's rifle. I was no good, but Johnny could shoot, and him just a little boy. Once he got a deer, and we had the meat for a long time.
When you got the big phone call, either from Lee Feldman or from Knopf, either one, you were actually at Dollywood with your kids.
This is true.
Trying to act like you weren't there.
Yes, this is true.
The train came through.
Yes. When Lee, the powerhouse agent from New York, called me on my cell phone, I was actually at Dollywood. I was kind of embarrassed to let her know that, so I was trying to go somewhere quiet, and the train came barreling through, and the whistle blew, and Lee was like, are you on a train? So I had to tell her, no, I'm actually at Dollywood, but she was very cool about it, so she liked Dolly.
Oh, are you taking my picture?
He's not.
This is the closest to, this is the most famous thing I'm ever going to be. Like,
she's from my hometown. We went to the same high school.
Oh, this is our Valentine's Day.
Same year. Elizabeth, I'll give you a hug for the camera.
I have a picture. Oh, very good.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, Facebook's going to be on fire.
Yeah.